Hey, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I'm Piglet here once again, and I'm back for some more of the Maxi Toys videos of course, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my Let's Play of Sonic and SEGA All-Stars Racing for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Nintendo Wii, Nintendo DS, and PC. So, last time we gone through the Horror Cup, and we managed to done it as flawlessly, and we managed to play as both Banjo and Kazooie, the most legendary duos of all time. And today for this episode, folks, is the fact that we're going to be moving on to the next cup in the game called Samba Cup. And for this Samba Cup, I think I'm actually going for II for this video. So even then though, that I'll get into more details of explanation when we get to the very end of Samba Cup. So even then though, let's get started here while going through the first track in that cup, Rocky Coaster, Carnival Town. So this might be the final time we're going to be exploring through the Summer the Amigo universe, if I can at least expecting that. So even then though, as far as I can tell, that this track might be a little bit trickier compared to Jump Parade or, you know, Sunshine Tour.
Welcome from Carnival Island, where we're just about ready to start the race. Stay focused if you'll want to stay on top here.
Alright, so let's get started here. So, oh yeah, I can definitely tell for that humming noise is because that's heavily borrowed from Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz, I should say, for the Nintendo Wii. Because as well as I've already established that from that II's character design looks incredibly inspired from the, you know, Super Monkey Ball, both Banana Blitz and Step and Roll, and especially before 3D and before Banana Splits. So even then though, that makes it pretty much obvious. So anyways, here we go with Rocky Coaster on, you know, during the likes of the Summer the Amigo stage. It does almost exactly reminds me of, almost related to the upcoming, or in this case, the most recent Pixar film that's been released in North America. Granted, we have to wait until next month in Europe, which is unfortunate, and that was the films of Coco, which even then though, that film inspires by Mexico types of style like this, and even then though, this level does reminds me of almost related to Coco for as an upcoming Pixar film. So even then though, can't wait until that film turns out to be played from, because as far as I'm aware, that, you know, it almost feels exactly similar to how it does it in, sorry for a little bit of awkwardness going on folks, but basically, how the fact that the aesthetics about this that particular environment on this location specifically, that does almost reminds me of the Book of Life, which it came out about 3 years ago. And even then though, they decided to make a Disney version made out of that, but it calls it Coco. So even then though, I'm really excited for that film actually. Probably that might actually be the first ever film I'm going to be seeing for in 2018. Oh yeah, I believe, I haven't actually established that for you guys, but apparently that during a couple of days ago, I've now finally got a chance to watch Star Wars The Last Jedi in the big screen. And for what I've seen it does feel pretty awesome actually, as you expected for a Star Wars film like this. So even then though, that since in Episode 7, which is a huge success for both fans and critics alike, because of how the fact that the long-awaited 10 years of returning from the Star Wars film department when it comes to the, you know, the episode relatable stuff. So even then though, that makes it pretty much standard stuff as you expected it to. So even then though, that, well, I'm not going to spoil for the ending for this point folks, because I know that some people haven't already seen the film yet, but even then though, I'm not going to tell you all about it though, because even then though, I have to wait until you guys have seen it first. So even then, I thought to myself that I might as well not to spoil for anything. So speaking of such though, is that I was really hoping that until next year that I was hoping that if Star Wars The Last Jedi will have to be revealed the video game advertising for the Lego department right there, because they always attempted done that ever since The Force Awakens. So I was really hoping that The Last Jedi, Lego Star Wars The Last Jedi will do pretty much the exact same thing for next year, but we don't know when for surely until yet, so even then though, yeah. So yeah, this track right there, I found was really fun. The only thing it makes it a little bit tricky for me is to perform stunts, or in this case, some little stunt tricks, because you're gonna have to go for this really bumpy hills and all that stuff, and it's really hard to it's really hard to get yourself onto this flat footing, so Yeah, that's how it usually becomes for this part. So anyways, now we move on to the next track in this cup, which is the forms of Kyoto Highway 0.
Greetings one and all to the spectacular Kyoto. Batten down the hatches, it's race time.
So yeah, it's kind of cool to have the fact that this track, differently from the other two tracks from Jet Set Radio Future, that the first track was pretty obvious is that it takes place in daytime, but in the second track it normally takes place in sunset when it comes to the time of day, and now we're actually on the nighttime portion of, you know, Kyoto. So it makes it a little bit of a more accurately three different variations of this particular exact same environment, but with different time zones. So you can end up that, you know, it makes it pretty obvious to see how this little change of the environments for the aesthetical viewpoints. So anyway, this level, it feels very similar to how it does it for the previous two tracks, but except that I actually do enjoy this track a lot. Even then, I've noticed something right off the get-go right here, is that there are some guardrails onto the middle part of the road. Means there was like, you could actually drive in any way, whatever you wanted to, but for some strange reason, computer opponents always get stuck onto one of those guardrails in between of them, so you can end up that, you can definitely see why it's just like able to actually come into one of those situations like this, but even then though, that won't happen until then. But anyway though, another thing we'd like to point out though is the fact that today was actually forms of the 21st of December of 2017, and again, I do apologize for the lack of upload schedule recently, because normally I always attempt to upload some stuff about 6 o'clock or something, but this one will have to be better late than never syndrome, I suppose, for possibly around 8:30 or something like that. But until tomorrow, until when I'm able to finish this Let's Play, especially noticeable when, in case if you probably couldn't tell for the spoiler warning, by the way, whatever, I'm just gonna say this. Sonic will eventually return to Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles Let's Play for Tails mode, so you can then know that hopefully we can get back onto the normal time schedule as far as my ads. So anyway, yeah, and at the same time that tomorrow after this Let's Play will be, or before when this Let's Play is about to be finished, or in this case after this video's releases, Mario Party, the top 100 for the 3DS will be about to be on its way tomorrow, so even then though, still looking forward to it, and plus I might be a little bit skeptical, or in this case mixed, because even then though, I'm not a big fan of the character roster on that game very much, because I have no idea why. They removed some of the playable characters like Toad, Toadettes, they can now act out as host characters now. And also, why does it actually remove Donkey Kong as a playable character? Although, it might be pretty obvious because of how the nature of, excuse me, got a little bit of a cocky throat right about now. But anyway though, the reason why that Donkey Kong wasn't a playable character to begin with in the top 100 because due to Mario Party 7's DK minigames. So, and also Diddy Kong, for some reason he's now removed. I have no idea why he's been removed now. I kind of wish he wants to be a playable character ever since Star Rush, but I don't know, it just sort of happens to me.
It's my pleasure to welcome you to Curien Mansion, fans, for what promises to be one heck of a race. Here's where we get to go inside the mansion. But it's shoes on and stay in your vehicles.
So anyways, here we are folks, on to the third track in this cup, and we're turning back into Curien Mansion for a final time, but this time we're going to be going through Deadly Route. So, yeah, as you expected, there's going to be a bottomless pit in this place, because I've noticed there's one from the left, as you can see, right above the, or in this case, right underneath the boost pad, because every time you do fall off accidentally, you might as well lose track of yourself, and plus you are able to actually lose your time, so you can then know that you will get pushed back into the positions department right there. So, yeah, this particular sequence right there with the stairwells right there, it does almost exactly reminds me of when I was playing Mario Kart DS in that time, whenever I played through Bowser Castle on that track, and yeah, it does remind me of that actually. But even then though, that, you know, it might have some little bit of its tangents right there. And yeah, I do apologize for my throat, it's gone a little bit too out of place at the moment, because even then there's still I wasn't exactly 100% yet, surely, but luckily though, my cold is now feeling much better now. But, except my throat sometimes, because every time when I was doing commentary and all that stuff, sometimes it really hurts my throat sometimes. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, wait a minute, I get it now. It's probably because of, Amigo did manage to able to activate the All-Star move, which every time whenever he managed to go closer to you, whatever these, shakers managed to keep on rattling, every time when he cuts you, you will join in the phrase, and then what he does is that he will try to make you spin out. So you can end up that. You're gonna have to watch out for that. Unless if you actually being a pro player like I do, that means I would able to actually avoid him no problem. So even though that because of that though, I was practically almost further away from him. So yeah, this makes it pretty obvious. So I guess, you know, not much else I can really talk for this point, folks, besides the well, as far as Star Wars The Last Jedi goes, that was definitely the final film I definitely did see in this year. So even then though, I'll go into the top 5 films of 2017 as far as I might get into until the next video, because there's not much I could really tell from this particular part there, folks. And yeah, I don't know if you noticed again, is that for the fact that I do apologize for this lack of frame rate going on here, but it's not so bad on the actual video recording. But every time when I was doing recording sessions on my own time, especially mainly Sonic and especially Pinkie Pie and the rest of the gang, but it's just about the fact that my computer my computer slows down, which even then that could really irritate me. Although it's probably because I add too much programs on there at the moment, but even then, that's nothing too major about it, but it's just about the fact that that can really irritate me sometimes, especially where some of these videos is being incredibly laggy, which even then though that all because of the lag, because there's so much going on screen in my computer so far, which even then though, not much anything else to me more desirable. But anyway, that's it for Deadly Roots. It's a little bit easier I might find, compared to how it does in Sewer Scrapes. But even then though, now we move on to the final track in the Samba Cup, and that's the forms of Ocean Ruin, Seaside Hill, from obviously from the Sonic the Hedgehog universe. So this might be a final time we're gonna be exploring through the Seaside Hill track. So at least as far as I might as well be dealt it though anyway. So let's see how this track will be turned out to be.
Rev those engines, people, because things here at Seaside Hill are about to kick into action. Keep your eyes peeled for the course's trademark class tunnel.
Yeah, as far as what the announcers suggest is the fact that this course actually has a tunnel over there. And the background music going to be selecting this time around is this theme. That theme is actually known as A New Day from Sonic Rush for Nintendo DS. So, first worth mentioning, I might as well just able to put that music up on here. I could have originally tried to able to actually just go for Can You Feel the Sunshine from Sonic R, but since we already heard that from the likes of the actual Sonic R Let's Play, but I might as well go for A New Day instead. So anyway though, taking notes from this track almost exactly feels a bit similar to how it does it in not only the special stages from the half-pipe special stages for, speaking of Sonic Rush, that you can actually hear A New Day theme from the likes of the special stages in Sonic Rush, which only Sonic can able to access to rather than Blaze, because Blaze the Cat can only get her Soul Emeralds after when she defeats the bosses and all that stuff. So usually they're all 7 Soul Emeralds, which is a completely opposite Chaos Emeralds to her dimension. So, and also that she was originally trying to go after Dr. Eggman Mega, which is the completely opposite Eggman from also for another dimension. So yeah, first worth mentioning, and I found it a really cool twists and turns for the story department for Sonic Rush, because you know, Blaze the Cat is usually the opposite Sonic, and Soul Emeralds are opposite to Chaos Emeralds, and Eggman Nega was completely opposite to Dr. Eggman, and a recolored as a matter of fact. So yeah, I really do love this theme actually for the likes of A New Day, because you know, it just reminds me like I was like, oh no, I got disorientating right there. Come on, shift it back to normal. Thank you. So anyway though, because, you know, you can actually hear this theme in the special stages in Sonic Rush, as a matter of fact. So anyway, and also I did already establish that before, that I've already mentioned about how the fact that this feels very similar to the half-pipe special stages, because you're going to explore the tunnel most likely for this level. And yeah, because of that though, speaking of such, it reminds me of the half-pipe special stages from Sonic 2, Sonic Pocket Adventure, Sonic 3D Flicky's Island, Sega Saturn version, Sonic Heroes, and Sonic Rush, and Sonic Colors for the DS, Sonic Generations for the 3DS, Sonic 4 Episode 2, and I believe there's also another one actually, but even that I can't remember to be quite an exact moment. But anyways, enough about that. And it's also, this stage does remind me of, almost resembles to Koopa Cape from Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart 7, because you're going to be exploring for the you know, we're going to explore the tunnel section, which even then though, that was actually the most pretty cool thing in this stage, because even then though, that we're going to be exploring through, you can actually see the underwater D chords right there, or, what do I say D chords? Anyway though. Final thing before I actually end this video off is that recently I've now finally managed to beat myself, or in this case I managed to finally completely done with Sonic Forces for the PlayStation 4. And even then though, I've gone through all the stages, gone through the sequence stages, and the only exceptions I need to get into is the forms of Episode Shadow because it's for free, and also for the likes of these collectibles, Red Star Rings, 5 Circle Rings, and finally the Moon Coins, so, which are equivalent to the likes of New Super Mario Bros. 2 Moon Coins and all that stuff from World Star, which does remind me of that. But anyway though, oh yeah, and also again, every single S ranks in every single stages, which I might as well do it on my own time, but I'm not exactly sure I was going to be prepared for it yet, but even then though, that's only because there's only gripe I have with, one major gripe I have with Sonic Forces as a result, and that was in forms of, well, I'll let you know and join the likes at the end of the year, because even then I'm probably not gonna talk anything else too much about it. But anyways, that's it for the Samba Cup. So 11,683 Sega miles. Not much, but hey, at least I got plenty of points to my disposal right there. And it looks like, I think we're going on the exact same position as far as the last video, like Banjo-Kazooie's Horror Cup. So yet again, Samba is, or in this case, Amigo is in 3rd place, Shadow the Hedgehog is in 2nd place, and Ice number 1. I really wish if the Super Monkey Ball series will make a return after 5 years of hiatus ever since 2012. Which, even then, I kind of wish if the Monkey Ball series will make a return until Nintendo Switch is now finally revealed, and especially the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. But even then, I don't know for sure if they might actually make the series come back though. I'd really wish to. So anyways though, see you guys next time for some more of these Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Let's Plays. In fact, we're going to be moving on to the Monkey Cup now. So see you guys then. Later fellas.